If you are buying or renting property in Uganda, make sure that you avoid these common mistakes. Many buyers and renters use multiple agents. They don't disclose their budgets and they don't want to do things by the book. So here is how to make your property hunting in Uganda stress-free. Tip number one is going to be to pick one agent. Stop juggling and just trust one professional for better results. I see a lot of buyers or renters trying to reach out to multiple agents, thinking that they are going to diversify the pool of, listings that they are going to get, options that they are going to get. But in the end, what ends up happening is that these three brokers are almost going to send you the same listings in that area that you want, because what happens in our system actually in Uganda is that we don't have this exclusive agreements in leasing and in agency. So instead of one property having one broker that is marketing it, you're going to see properties whereby it's one property and it has over 20 brokers that are managing that one property. And when you reach out to, let's say, 3 of those 20 brokers, you're going to get the same property, and it would have been the same thing as just reaching out to one person and then getting that very listing. So you're going to put these agents in a position whereby they don't trust you enough to actually invest and take you to the property and show you better options, simply because they already know that you are looking at someone else or looking with someone else, and they don't want to invest, because at the end of the day, if they started to invest in all these clients that are not serious, that are also shopping along with others, that means that they are losing money if you don't close with them. So they are also not incentivized to look out for your best interests, simply because you are not focused on one person. So make sure that when you're going into the buying process, the renting process, you speak to a reputable broker, a reputable agent. You can interview them and get to know them, and then get to explain what you want, so that they are better able to tailor their service or their listings and options that they are sending you, so that they fit more into the bucket that you want. And by doing this and focusing with one profession, one profession, you're going to have a far smoother experience, other than if you're working with 3 different brokers that are telling you 3 different prices, and at the end of it all, you're just left in the blue and you're stressed out. So make sure that you don't fall into this trap. I see a lot of people do it. Personally, for us, when you reach out to us, we expect you to work with us, and we put in all our effort to make sure that you get the best property. But if you are not serious, if you're not disclosing your budget, if you don't want to do things by the book, then it makes it even harder for us to actually help you get the property that you want. So definitely tip number one is to pick one agent and then just go with that one for better results. And then tip number 2 is to be upfront. Share your budget and your concerns so that you get faster wins, you get faster progress. The thing I say with a lot of clients is they either share a lower figure than what they actually have, or a higher figure than what they actually have. So higher figure could be that they're just shooting for something they can't afford, or that they want to communicate status. And when they are giving you a lower figure, it's that they want you to look for something cheap when the expectation in the bucket is actually not there. So for example, it's like looking for an apartment in Kololo of $1,500 for a 3-bed. It's just not there. And if it is there, you're definitely going to have to compromise on the kind of quality that you're going to get. A lot of apartments within the 3-bed range are going to be I think even 2.8, around 2.8 to actually 5K, 7K. That is where they are ranging, and even 2.8 is very conservative. I would say the median price is around $3,500 per month. So clients go into these negotiations not wanting to be upfront with their budget, with what they actually want, with what they are actually, not willing to compromise on. But if you don't give the agent the right information and the right preferences that you want, how do you expect them to get for you the right property? So you end up frustrating the process for yourself by yourself. So definitely be upfront, share your budget and concerns so that you get faster results. Tip number 3 is to go through the right channels. So don't skip fees, don't try to transact without a trace or hide information. That is the reason why we have all this fraud that is happening in the market, simply because people don't want to do things by the book. And remember, once your transaction happens off the book, and then you fall into legal trouble later on, you don't have trace, simply because you wanted to do things off book. So you, for example, don't have evidence for court, or you don't have receipts because monies were paid however well you did it and it wasn't through bank. So these are some of the things we try to educate our customers on. If you're going to make a payment, make it through bank, because at least there you have paper trail and you can follow. If you're going to do something, sign a seller's agreement, read through the seller's agreement, do things by the book, have your due diligence. And then that actually feeds into the next point, which is tip number 4. Do your homework. Skipping due diligence is just inviting unnecessary risk for you, and you are risking millions of money, your hard-earned cash, and you're creating legal drama for yourself that you can literally avoid by just simply doing your homework. So make sure that you go through the right transactions, go through the right channels, and then do your homework. Do not skip due diligence for any process. If it's a land sale, make sure that you are running a title search before you go into it. If they are renting from you, ask your landlord to give you the title to the property that they are renting for you, so that you are not renting from someone that claims to be a landlord to a property, and then when you're moving in, you meet the actual landlord and you have been scammed. So those are things that are going to help you to actually protect yourself and avoid these common mistakes that we see happen all over the industry. And then people will start to blame the brokers, they blame themselves, and they have already lost this money. They are in court for years and it's not yet resolved. So make sure that you are avoiding these common mistakes. Partner with your agent and not against them, because once you are a partner with them, you're going to have a smoother experience for you. So I hope that you take these tips and you implement them and you use them. This is your Threalty Insights tip for today. If you liked it, please share it with someone that might be going into the buying process or the renting process, that might need to hear these tips. And I guess we'll see you in the next video. My name is Raymond from Threalty Services Limited. Please subscribe for more. Please like and share, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.